Hey, what's going on today, YouTube? Doing more of this vibe coding thing, and I was failing yesterday to code with vibes, and the way that I usually code with these AI tools is that I just copy and paste into the browser, but I downloaded this AI IDE called Cursor to try it out to see if it's any better, and well, I was able to just finish a little solution, the thing I was working on yesterday, through pure vibes, just recently now. So this was pretty quick, and yeah, this literally just gonna be a session of me just working through some problems or things I'm working on, and I'm just gonna upload it to YouTube. So that's what this is gonna be. I quick little synopsis of what I am doing. I'm working on this C to VC repository, which is a voice cloning or voice changing repository, speech to speech basically, so that you can convert your voice or some other voice into a target voice. And I just wanted to modify this real-time graphical user interface to include a drop-down menu for loading models. And so a quick little example, if I run this one, let's see, Python, you'll have to excuse my volume. I don't know what is changing my give me 1 second. Yeah, there is something that is automatically changing my my volume on my computer. I don't know what it is, but let me try to find it real quick. Okay, I think I found it. For whatever reason, Google Chrome is terrible with audio, and what it does is it automatically regulates how loud my microphone is based on what it thinks should be. So if I'm using my microphone in Google Chrome, it automatically adjusts. Very annoying. I had an extension that that prevented that, but it needs to be updated. All right. Yeah, back to the repository here. Let me just run this real quick. Run real time. Let's see. Real time GUI. Oops. VENV scripts activate. I should be able to run this. It's going to default to the default weight, so don't need to pass any CLI arguments into it. What this GUI is going to allow you to do is to change your voice in real time. So I can do something like this, and yeah, let me change this to headphones. Start voice conversion, and there you can see that I am speaking in a different tone of a voice. And yeah, I am exploring this tool right now. It's pretty cool. And let me go ahead and stop the voice conversion. So that is the GUI that I was editing, and all I want to add to it is a drop-down menu to load specific models so that I don't have to pass it in as a command line argument, and that's what leads me to this modified repo here. So I could read through here and figure out how to create a drop-down menu, then figure out which modules or which functions to call in order to load the models. I could do all of that, or I could just vibe, and so I've chosen to vibe in this case, just to see, hands off, let AI take the wheel, and in this case it successfully did it. So I failed yesterday trying to do this with some of the larger models on ChatGPT because I was just trying to copy and paste, or I was trying to have it return me back the code fully, which is over 1,200 lines. So it's kind of funny. I asked it this little prompt here. I needed to add these elements to the file, and then it told me like, hey yo, I can't practically return you back all 1200 lines in one shot, which, you know, why not? But it didn't want to do that, so I was like, okay, cool. And the nice thing about Cursor that I didn't know, I wish I had known this a little bit earlier, is that it returns the code back to you and tries to put it into the file, tries to modify it with kind of like a, they call it like a diff, where you can see what the differences are, kind of like what you see in GitHub. So you can see what the model is returning back, you can accept the changes, and it'll and then you can just run it. So I had one exchange here, ran into another error, and then allowed it to fix that, and that puts me into this that gives me this GUI that I'm gonna pull up. So let me drink some coffee. So here we go. We've got the user interface here, and we've got the section that I want. So you can choose a checkpoint, you can choose a configuration file, and then you can load the model, and it's going to load the model. Oh, and then yeah, it's gonna say this thing, load a checkpoint, cool. And then I can try to use it, and here we go. It's working. So I tried to use this. I mean, I kind of had some examples that worked yesterday, but the code that changed and returned back to me, it wasn't blocking and returning back the inference as it should have. So yeah, that is that. But there are some modifications here. So long story short, I want to modify it a little bit more and make it a little bit more towards my vision. So cool. That brings us now to Cursor. So let me continue on doing this, and maybe I should make the font a little bit bigger so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. Alrighty. Got that, and boom. Okay. So I still want to do a little bit of modification. So I was like, maybe I should put this at whatever. Alright, so I noticed that it is still loading some models from Hugging Face automatically. I don't want that necessarily. I don't. So please move that automatic option. I'd also like you to place the new elements at the top of the GUI, please. Alright, and I'll send that and see what it returns back to me. So this whole vibe coding thing, I don't mind it. It's cool, but you don't, if you're not reading the code, or if you're not trying to understand the project, if you run into any hiccups, it is absolutely terrible trying to just paste like errors that are popping up, and just you're in like this endless loop of copy and pasting. Like that experience is terrible. So if you can do it completely error free, vibe coding is great. But once you start running into errors, you kind of wish you had more of an understanding of the code, or at least I do. Right, so here's what I mean here. You can see that it's automatically making some adjustments, and we can go through this. And since I don't know this code base, I'm just going to accept the file, accept all the changes, and yeah, and then just run it. So not even looking at what was submitted for the pull request. It's kind of like a pull request, and I'm just running it. So I don't see it loading any models inside of the CLI here, so cool. I think that is good to go. And then yeah, I can load the checkpoint here, load the model. Let's load it, and then all right, there we go. We got that little window, and then I'll try to use this start voice conversion. Hello, testing. Hello, testing. Okay, so cool. It is working, and that is pretty good. So yeah, let me stop that. And I would assume this also, let's see, start voice conversion. Let's see, I'm changing the time here. Yeah, it'll stop the GUI, which is in line with the original one. Testing. Hello, 1 2 3. Audio check. Okay, cool. So yeah, it seems to be working, and I can stop voice conversion there. All right, so vibes, pure vibes, good vibes only. We have modified this GUI, so that's nice. I will probably be using cursor a little bit more. I've just been, stuck in VS Code just because I'm comfortable with VS Code, but cursor is just a fork of VS Code, so everything is pretty much the same in here. I just brought all of my settings into cursor, and I'll probably start paying for cursor instead of paying for ChatGPT, so I kind of like that a little bit better. But yeah, I'll have to work on some additional things in here, because Seed VC, I wanted to try and I wanted to try and load other models into that real-time graphical user interface. So that is why I wanted to have that drop-down menu. So yeah, let me continue over into the browser here. We can do GitHub. Where is it? GitHub Blacktea. So this is the repository right here that we are checking out, or that I'm checking out, and we've got these bigger models. I wanted to see if we could try to use some of the bigger models inside of the real-time voice conversion graphical user interface. Alrighty. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the music in the background. I'm actually not playing any music while I'm recording this, so yeah, I'll be adding it in post, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. Alright, I am setting up. Alright, so this is all downloaded and good to go. I should probably change the aspect ratio of my my display right now so that you guys can see a little bit more, but let's run this once more again. Okay, so we've got these other models. We've got like a little bigger one. I want to see if I can actually just load this in and use it. So let's start. Okay, yeah, did not assume that I can't. So, all right. Now this is where we do a little bit of figuring things out, and yeah, we'll try that one more time. Make sure we got everything. All right, we'll test it first to make sure it works. Nope. Okay, not working. So that means Oh, I forgot to load the model. That is what I forgot to do. Yeah. Alrighty. Try that one more time. The big one. Load model. And okay, so this is loading big vegan. Okay, well, I mean, that worked, so I guess all we can do is try it out. So let's start voice conversion. Hello, testing. Oh, okay. Alrighty, so now we jump into trying to figure out the real issue is getting this newer model working inside of the real-time voice converter, if we actually can. So, all right. All right, I need some additional adding new functionality into the GUI. Have this error here. Oh. Trying to load a new model. Let's see. Should be one in here. Alright, let's say a different model, but it should still be compatible with CVC. It would be alright, let's send that. And I want to run it one more time, make sure that I was actually using that configuration file. So while cursor is coming up with an answer, or in this case, I'm using 04 mini, it's coming up with an answer. I can try this out one more time. So load the model with the configuration. And then start, and then try to speak into it. And yeah, okay. Cool. So here we go. Here's a tiny edit you can apply to force your box to share the same data type. All right, let's scroll down to the fix. All right, cool. So that's the only fix that it sent back. And well, we'll see if it works. So yeah. Yeah, actually, I don't know if Let's see, do you guys hear my... I don't think you guys can hear my my desktop audio. Let me change that. Recording audio. Nice. Okay. All right. So let's try that one more time. Let's select that model. Load. Get that loaded in there. All right, cool. So that was pretty quick. All right, and we'll start the voice conversion. So, okay. Oh, so there we go. It's seeming to work, but since it's a little bit of a bigger model, it's excuse me. Since it's a little bit of a bigger model, it is having like this choppiness to it. So increase the block time. Let's try this out now. Hello, testing.
Hello, testing.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
How's it going, everybody?
All right, so that sounds a little bit better.
Sounds a little bit better.
All right, let's increase this to like 55. Come on, 50. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. I am using the Alma voice. Well, not Alma voice, but the audio reference file is from the Monster Hunter Wilds character Alma. So, okay. This sounds a little bit better, I think. But let me stop and compare it to the tiny one. So let me load in the tiny one again and then start. Okay, size of tensors must match dimension 1. Hello, testing. Okay. Maybe I need maybe let me close out of it and then relaunch it. If it doesn't allow me to change models inside of the graphical user interface, that's going to be a little bit of a issue, so I'll need to fix that. But let's see if it runs fine if I load it off of the straight from the outset. Hello, testing audio.
Testing audio.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess I guess it works like this. But if I stop the voice conversion and try to change to a different model, let me load here. All right, and then try to do. All right, so that's an error, and that's one that I'd want to fix. So what I can do is copy this guy here and say, cool, this fixes it. However, I now run into this error. This error occurs when I want to switch to a different model size in the GUI. So after successfully loading and using one model, I am not able to use another model unless I close and reopen the window. Alright, we'll send that in there and see what we get back. Alright, so far so good. So far vibes are vibing, and all I needed was cursor, so maybe cursor will be my next little addiction for using these different models for coding. So this is my first time actually using it, and I should probably get a little bit more familiar with these types of tools. I think they're going to proliferate a little bit more in the future. So look at that, we can just accept file, don't even need to look at what it's giving me, and then we'll run it. All right, stops the stream, clears prompt, and blah blah blah, freeze GPU. Nice, cool. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that case one more time. Load model. All right, loaded. Hello, testing.
Hello, testing.
Audio testing. One,
Audio
two, three.
testing. 1, 2, 3.
All right, that did that. Let me reload this one now, and we should be able to start voice conversion. Hello, testing audio.
Hello,
1, 2, 3.
1, 2.
Alrighty, cool.
Cool. So
it's got a little bit of an issue. Alright, let me change the block size. Hello, testing. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
And there we go. It seems to be working, well, maybe not. Maybe I need to. I still gotta figure out what these sliders do for the output, the inference. But hello, testing. 1, 2, 3. I've got the block time at 0.62. Excuse me. All right. So that's nice. And then I would like to also be able to use their what is it? I'd like to be able to use the singing model that is provided here. Oh no, not the singing model. I'd like to be able to use this V2 model that they released, which is supposed to be able to do accent conversion. So that would be huge. So let me jump into that and see how far we can get to modify that. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to copy and paste this mod here. It's kind of like a checkpoint just in case it gives me things that start breaking the graphical user interface, and we'll try to get this new model to be implemented. So I guess we'll see how we can do that. Oh wait, I want to try it. I want to try it to see if I can use this big one. So let me download this. We'll save this. And once the big one finishes downloading, I'd like to try to see if we can use the large singing voice conversion model. So the author says that this one is better for singing voice conversion, but there's also a parameter that should be passed, which is this this F0 condition, which I believe prevents the model from automatically like adjusting the pitch, so that it does, so that you don't get kind of like a flat sounding audio out. Yeah, so that's this F0 condition. I don't know if yeah, I don't know if I don't think we can pass that F0 condition into the code. Let me see. F0 condition. Yeah, so there's no F0 condition here. But I'd assume that we can pass in those arguments. All right, they're going in as args. Load checkpoint. Right. Yeah, I'd have to kind of navigate through the code a little bit more to figure out where that parameter is being passed and used for the voice, like the app. Let's see, F0 condition. Come on, that's got to be somewhere. Oh, here it is. Load models. Okay, yeah, so I'd have to do something like this to be able to implement the F0 condition, which I think maybe we could try to do. Yeah, so let me try to do that. Let me think, how am I going to prompt it to do this? So first, let me check, now that the model has actually finished downloading, the big one, I'll see if I can actually, I'll see if I can use it inside of the GUI, and first see if that's plausible. So we've got the big one here. Let's load that model. We're ready, and then start. Hello, testing.
Hello, testing.
Hello, testing. 1, 2,
Hello,
3.
testing. 1,
Okay.
2, 3. Okay.
Okay, so I don't know why I
So
sound
don't
like
know
a
why I
smoker,
sound like a
but
smoker,
it
but,
has changed
has changed
it into
it
being
into,
a little bit more
being
raspy.
a little bit more raspy.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to test it out a little bit more, but yeah, I've got a little bit of a smoker voice in this with this big model, but cool. All right, that works. Barely for the point, or that works right now, but I don't want to implement that yet. We will though try to implement this V 2.0 model though. All right, so I've got to figure out how I want to prompt it up. It's missing, huh? Okay, that's new. Let's see. Were there any pushes? 5 hours ago. Alright, so there were some updates, so maybe the author never got to uploading the latest one. Let's go here. Okay, so we've got the astral quantization model. V2. Okay, so we've got these here. Let me save this model. I'll also save this model. Oops, where did it download it to? Oops, that's... Okay, so we've got the models downloaded. but now we have to try to make some big modifications to get it working. Alright. Alright. Cool. It works. Now I need to add more functionality. This time we are loading a new architecture, and it requires different code. Attached is the inference.py file. It has, and that already has code that allows for this v2 model to inference. I'd like to add this ability to convert the voice in real time with this new v2 model. Alright, let's drag and drop this into the code here. If you could add all of the v2 parameters in the GUI as well, that would be great, instead of as CLI arguments. Cool. So this should be a pretty big one. This would, if we're able to get this through Vibes, then this would be pretty nice for me, because this is something that I do quite often, to test out if some things work, to make different projects work better for how I want to use them. So this is kind of like what I would be reading through the code for, debugging, setting breakpoints, checking out what certain function calls do. All of that fun stuff is what I would be normally doing in order to try to implement this into like a real-time GUI. But if the models are able to do this on their own, that would be that'd be something new. Okay. Alright, that's nice. Arguments to Alright, so this is all very nice. Alright. And now that I think of it, when I was using 04 mini yesterday, it was returning back the code to me in like this diff format. Maybe these more recent models from OpenAI are going to start returning back more of these style of outputs, so that it can work in cohesion with these AI IDEs like Cursor, which I can see being very, very, very useful. As someone who is just trying to copy and paste and figure out where these differences were in the Python files myself, that is absolute hell. But for these integrated solutions, this is actually pretty nice. So I'm going to accept that. Well, we're just going to accept the whole file, and then run it. Now, normally I wouldn't, if this is like an important project or something like that, I would read through all of the changes. But at the current moment, I just want to try to get a the minimum viable product out for this, so that I can actually just test it out to see if it works. So just trying to blaze through it and see if that with the AI is able to get me through what I want to achieve. So I'll just send that error, see what it does. And okay. Oh, we are missing this values here. I guess it exists, but yeah, I don't know why it's not able to access it there. It might be instantiated somewhere. Right, accept, run. All right, we are going to be able to launch. There we go. Use V2 model. Browse. Oh, you guys can't see the GUI, huh? I just realized that. All right, let me add it as an option for you guys to be able to see. Kaboom. All right, so there is the GUI right there. Right now what I'm doing is searching for some files, the checkpoint files. Got the autoregressive checkpoint, got the CFM checkpoint. Compile model. No compile. And I guess we can just see, we'll load the model here. See if it loads. Oh, V2 model loaded. Okay. Click load one more time. All right. Let me start voice conversion. Okay. Get this error here. All right. So far, so good. Everything seems to be working out well. Alrighty. We have 1,300 lines of code. Yeah, if I was reading correctly as well, these 04 mini models have a context length of like 200,000, I think. So they should be able to see everything that has happened so far in the conversation, which helps out a lot with these longer Python files. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here, except file. Run the code. All right. Put these models in here. Use V2. Load the model. Cool. And then start the voice conversion and boom. Okay. It is still running into that issue. I think we are supposed to be loading this model here, or this configuration here. I believe we are also supposed to be loading this configuration file be loading a configuration file as well. It's within the configs folder. Is this the issue? If so, maybe we can add a drop-down box, drop-down menu for this too in v2. Okay. Yeah, I think we need that. I mean, it's not giving me like, it's not showing me a config here, but if I go into, accept file, if I go into here, let's see, config, it loads in the configuration, here automatically, which oh, it does do that here. Okay, it does do that, so we'll see if this code did anything when it changed. Okay, sure. Use v2 model. Load models. All right. Okay. So yeah, still getting the same issue here. If not self-use v2. Oh, why is it not why is it even getting into this if else block here? It shouldn't even be making it into there. Let's see. Alright, let's accept the file. I don't know if that's the error. It's like it's getting into this error, which it shouldn't if I select use v2. So let's see how this goes. Let's load the AR, CFM, right, use v2. Okay, load model. Right. Alright, so we are still getting this error, and we are still getting this error here, and it's happening within this if else block. Which shouldn't even be accessed since I am clicking the radio button for v2, meaning something here is amiss. All right. So if I just keep pasting that error in there, I don't think anything's really going to happen. So this is kind of where you still need a base understanding of what's happening inside of the code, where if I read this block, it says if not self.use v2. Well, obviously I'm selecting v2, so it shouldn't be making it into this if loop. It should be, wait. If not use v2. What is... Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, it shouldn't even be making it into this if loop. It should be going to the else loop here. So, yeah. Still need a little bit of a base understanding there. And we'll accept the file. So, it's possible that when I'm selecting that radio button, it's never getting passed, causing this issue here. Okay, there we go. Right, load model. Right. Cool. Alrighty. What is this? Here. Alright. Okay, so now I get this error here. Alright, and so this was the values variable that I was looking at a little bit earlier, where it's not defined. So somewhere this doesn't get instantiated, and we are missing it. Okay, cool. Accept file. All right. Please select a .pth. Oh, oops. I didn't click the V2 radio button, so I need to do that. Right, load the model. Okay. Hello, testing. Okay. Alright. Ended up getting that. Now I get this error here. Okay. So now we are doing absolute pure vibe coding. We are just copying the errors into the LLM and seeing what we get out of it, accepting the changes and running it. And so all that I'm useful for in this case is just copy and pasting, which is okay. It depends on, you know, how you want to use the code. Let's see. Doesn't accept input. We need to call it with whatever. Alright, let's see. Convert. Okay. Streaming. Where the heck is this? This from? What is this return back? VC wrapper. Instantiate. All right, we'll say this is in inference v2.py. Alrighty. Okie dokie. Yeah, this is the loading section, which is obvious by it saying load models, of course. Alright, to call the wrapper, you have two routes. Call the wrapper with each chunk to a temp wave, and then call v2. All right, let's go with suggestion 2. Let's go with suggestion 2. Cool. So yeah, this is a little bit above my head for working with these repositories. So if I was working on this alone, I would be spending quite a bit more time trying to understand it all. But if we're able to get this without having a deep understanding of it, that's going to be very interesting for my opinion of it and for the future. Okay, so accept. With that in place, your GUI call will now cleanly work. Okay. For sure. All right, AR. Okay, so still doesn't work. Let's see. Convert voice with streaming. Let me save that. I mean, it should have saved, so let's try it again. Okay. Yeah, we are still getting this. All right. We are still getting this error here. All right, what do you guys think of this type of coding? If you've gotten this far in the stream, or this offline, I guess this offline style, long form video, what do you guys think so far of this pure vibe coding stuff? I'm kind of on the fence of it. Number one, I like to understand what I'm working on. Like, even if I don't have like the even if I'm not like the ultimate wizard of a project, I don't need to fully understand everything that's happening in the project. I still like to have a high level understanding of what I'm doing so that I don't get completely lost. But with this, I have absolutely like no clue what's happening. I'm pretty much just copy and pasting things, and that is, it's a complete black box. I put something in, I don't know what's happening in the box, and what I get out, I'm hoping it just works, which isn't my preferred way of doing things. Okay. Okay, so this V2 wrapper, I need to go into wherever the heck this is being loaded from. Alright, modules, V2, VC, voice wrapper. Oh, it probably doesn't know that this is where I need to go for it. So that is the, I think that's the issue. Convert voice with streaming. Alright, so I am... Yeah, so that's what happened in this case, is it didn't know where to... Oh, this is actually nice. So it actually told me where I needed to go. Okay. That's nice. It told me where I needed to go to do this. Alright. This is the... Okay, so I thought we were gonna have to switch to some code, some vibes, but we're still on pure vibes. So I haven't lost hope yet. But yeah, is this the way for the future? I don't know. If it got to a state to where it was so good where I could just turn my brain off and it would just do what I told it without me needing to specify a billion different things, that would be awesome. Then I would totally just trust it to do these projects and to do these changes. But as of right now, like I said earlier, I don't think it's completely there yet. But this is pretty darn close. This is way better than what I assumed it would be able to do with the previous models. But obviously, maybe Cursor's been able to do this whole time. I just, haven't ever used Cursor, so. All right. All right, use V2, browse AR, CFM, load model. Cool, let's start. Okay. All right, cool. So now we get a different error. So we are making progress. Now we get this error. Alright, let's close it out. already. Okay. Accept it. And then run. Alright, load model. Alright, start. Whoa. Alright, new error. I think I was just thinking about this. I think you know, since basically all I am is like a human in the loop, all I'm doing is just copy and pasting errors into or back into the terminal here. It hasn't had to do, or the LLM hasn't had to do anything, or I haven't had to tell the LLM to do something that it hasn't yet suggested. So that implies that everything that I've done right now could be automated, because everything that's asked me to look at it's already outputted that, which you would think it would be able to do on its own. So I guess I'll have to explore that with Cursor to see if it can do all of these changes itself. Yeah, I haven't had to put much thought into actually figuring out what's going on here, which is, you know, I wouldn't say is a good thing, but it's not all. It's also, you know, not the worst. But yeah, if I want to learn something, this is not the way to go. Definitely would not suggest it, but it's really cool to see that technology is able to get this far, or has gotten this far. But let's start voice conversion. Hello, testing. Okay. Nada. Alright, paste this in there. Where, since technology has gotten this far, I can maybe assume within like a few years, the amount of progress that it's going to make, or the amount of improvement that's going to happen, is going to be very substantial, to where you will really only need experts, like, in order to do some of these tasks. Like people who have been in the field for very, very long, 5-10 years, well, maybe not even 5-10 years, like 20 years, will be useful with these tasks. But that's just me speaking out of my just speaking out my thoughts out loud. I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. All right, load those models. Load. Hello, testing. Okay, that's all right. So that's interesting. I sound like a chipmunk. Let's stop. All right, so you know, it's working. It's working. Let's try to change some settings. Hello. Hello, testing. Okay, maybe some block time. Hello. Hello, testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what I think is happening here is there's a mismatch in sampling rate, because I sound like a chipmunk. Hello, testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Right, so let me describe what's happening and see if it can make a change for it. Okay, so I am getting output back now, but I sound like a chipmunk and it's super choppy. Though the choppiness, to adjust some settings. I'm just gonna say I sound like a chipmunk, and I'll go with choppiness later, because the choppiness can be reflective of the settings that I'm choosing, or it can be reflective of the settings, or it could be the code. So don't want to confuse it right now. Don't want to try to solve the choppiness right now when that's just a parameter issue. Alright, so yeah, it's gotta do something with the sampling rate. See if it's able to figure out what needs to be changed with it. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much wrapping up this little offline live stream that I'm doing right now. We've gotten decently far. I'd say to be able to implement this into the code base without me knowing any of the code base is pretty cool. I find this fascinating. Alrighty. Alrighty, cool. Let me load the model. Okay. Yeah, I'm also interested in kind of like, how do these other models perform? I know like this GPT 4.1 is supposed to be good. Gemini 2.5 Pro is supposed to be very good. Claude as well. So, you know, I've been mainly using OpenAI models for the big models whenever I need to. But I think I was trying out their AI Studio Google's, and it was performing better than like 4.0 Mini and whatnot the other like yesterday. So, you know, those might be something that I want to look at as well for the big models that I am using. Okay. So here we go. Okay. Hello, testing. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, so still sounding like a chipmunk, but I'm gonna call it a day there for this vibe coding session. I just wanted to test it out with Cursor, or I really just wanted to test out Cursor and see how good it is, and thought it would be interesting to record my usage of it and what I'm using it for. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. Maybe I'll do more of these in the future. This is kind of very easy for me to edit, very hands off. So yeah, see you later, guys.